Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Domain.com.
Today on Variant, I give you the history of Big Hero 6. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than I'm looking forward to Marvel Studios Phase 3. I mean, aren't we all? I'm your host, Arris. This Friday, Big Hero 6 hits theaters in the US. And for those of you who don't know, Big Hero 6 is a Marvel comic book superhero team based in Japan. So since it's comic book related, and my job is to talk about all things comic book related, I figured I'd give you guys their history so you can know a little bit more about them before you see their movie. Getting right into their comic book roots, Big Hero 6 made their first appearance in Sunfire in Big Hero 6 Issue 1 in 1998. The team was formed when the Japanese government wanted their own superhero team at their disposal. A top-secret alliance of politicians and business entities known as the Jiri, or Giri, I never did know quite how to pronounce that, was formed to recruit and train potential superhuman operatives for Big Hero 6. So that's why the team was formed, but now let's go through their roster so you can get more familiar with the characters. And some of the characters I mentioned won't be appearing in the movie. But if the movie does well, maybe we'll get to see more characters in a sequel. Let's start with Silver Samurai. Despite reservations by some of the members of the Giri, Silver Samurai was recruited. He's a freelance warrior who's one of Wolverine's old enemies and a former bodyguard of the terrorist Viper, and was appointed as field commander. Then you have Honey Lemon. She's extremely intelligent and is the inventor of a cluster of artificial miniature wormholes, tiny warps, and distortions in the fabric of space and time. All of which is contained in her power purse, also known as her nano purse. So with it, she has the access to another unknown dimension from which she can pull all sorts of items. There's the tough-talking Go-Go Tamango. Yes, I know some of these names sound a little odd, or just like a smoothie you would get at Jamba Juice, but just go with it. Go-Go Tamango is known as the hothead of Big Hero 6, so she's basically like Raphael of the Ninja Turtles, but for Big Hero 6. Go-Go transforms her body into an explosive ball of energy, which she's able to project at a vast speed. She triggers this power with her voice-activated device that absorbs and amplifies kinetic energy, enabling the wearer to temporarily convert his or her body mass into thermochemical energy simply by uttering the words Go-Go Tamango. She was released from prison on the condition that she would serve on the team. Next, we have Hiro Takakio. Government scientists found this 13-year-old boy genius as a potential operative. Unimpressed with the Silver Samurai, Hiro declined joining the team until his mother was kidnapped by the Everwraith, who's the embodiment of all those killed in the 1945 nuclear attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiro is responsible for creating the next member of the team, Baymax, who in the movie looks way more kid-friendly than in the comics. Baymax is a synthetic bodyguard capable of synth-forming into a freaking dragon. Baymax's artificial intelligence was created by using Hiro's recently passed father's brains. With Baymax, Hiro reluctantly joined forces with Big Hero 6 to prevent Everwraith from slaughtering millions in downtown Tokyo. During the battle, Big Hero 6 was joined by former X-Men Sunfire, who's Japan's premier superhero with the mutant ability to superheat matter into plasma Sunfire, and it was a key element in Everwraith's defeat. Soon afterwards, Big Hero 6 moved their headquarters from the Jiri office building to Japan's Cool World amusement park, where they were attacked by X the Unknowable, who's a monster born from a child's drawings that could transform its atomic structure into any form and shape. And I just gotta say, that's an awesome concept for a villain. With the help of Alpha Flight, Big Hero 6 destroyed X the Unknowable. Big Hero 6 continued to protect Japan from all threats, like when the team rescued Tokyo residents from a freak blizzard caused by the Crimson Cowl and her Masters of Evil. Eventually, Sunfire left Big Hero 6 so that he could work for Charles Xavier's X Corporation. His spot on the team was filled by an alternate reality version of Sunfire, aka Sunfire's sister. She's a young woman with similar solar-based powers as Sunfire, who was pulled into this reality through Honey Lemon's power purse and came to worship Honey Lemon as her own personal god. Which I guess is cool, but would also be kinda odd. After Silver Samurai was seemingly killed by Elektra, his spot on the team was filled by the mysterious Ebon Samurai. He's a Japanese police officer named Kiyoshi who was resurrected for one purpose: to get revenge on the Silver Samurai. Hearing that his target was affiliated with Big Hero 6, Kiyoshi infiltrated the team's Tokyo headquarters, only to learn that the Silver Samurai had since parted ways with the team and was presumed dead. After a brief altercation, Kiyoshi explained his situation to Big Hero 6 and briefly operated on the team, believing he had no purpose to serve now that Silver Samurai was dead. So now with Sunfire and Silver Samurai, the two most experienced members of Big Hero 6 gone and now replaced, Hiro became the team's new leader. Another member of the team is Wasabi no Ginger. Wasabi is a master chef. He is a weapon master and can also generate knives with his mind out of chi energy. These knives have the ability to render his foes unconscious. How convenient is it that he's a chef and he can make knives with his mind? That's just good luck. And lastly, we have Fred, or Fredzilla, one of the newest members of the team. Fred possesses the unique ability to channel the power of the mysterious kaiju to enhance his physical abilities and augment his strength. In layman's terms, he controls a huge red purplish Godzilla-like monster. During Big Hero 6's battle with Everwraith, Fred demonstrated his aura's ability to protect him from injuries that would have normally killed any normal human. But now that you know all the members of Big Hero 6, I do want to say the characters from the Disney movie look completely different from their comic counterparts, which kind of bums me out, but I'm still really curious to see how close they're going to stay to their comic book origins. But now with all this Big Hero 6 talk, you're probably like, I want some Big Hero 6 reading recommendations. And you're in luck because that's one of the things I do best. We have Sunfire in Big Hero 6 issues 1 through 3, The Amazing Spider-Man End of the Earth issue 1, and Big Hero 6 Brave New Heroes. Every now and then you have celebrities making cameos in comics, and one of the worst ones that comes to mind is the Punisher teaming up with the rapper Eminem. I mean, how did this ever sound like a good idea to anyone, especially since the issue tries to make Eminem seem tough like the Punisher? I don't care who's writing the book, no one will ever get me to believe that. The real problem with this comic though is the process came with a lot of guidance from Eminem and his manager, meaning the issue is focused on making Eminem look cool and tough instead of telling a good story. For instance, there's a full page where Eminem pistol whips the Punisher and proceeds to shoot him in the chest. Because I'm sure that's exactly how it would go down if Eminem had to fight a vigilante assassin. And there's also the obvious fact that it just looks ridiculous having Punisher and Eminem on the cover together. I mean, there's just no way you can convince me that that looks cool. No way. When you buy a domain name from domain.com, you get the power to influence and control what people find when they search for you online. No domain extension will help you tell your story like a .com or .net domain name. Domain.com is affordable, reliable, and easy to use. The guys at domain.com gave Variant an awesome offer. Get 15% off domain.com's already affordable domain names and web hosting when you use the coupon code Variant at checkout. So when you think domain names, think domain.com. First up for Wednesday, November 5th, we have Spider-Verse Team Up Issue 1. This is a Spider-Verse tie-in, which is obvious by the title. The issue also gives us 2 stories per issue. Now we have Death of Wolverine, Life After Logan Issue 1. The news of Logan's death hasn't been easy for those who knew him best. So what do you do when you lose someone close to you? Now we have Grayson Issue 4. Grayson travels deeper into the organized chaos that is Spiral. Can he keep track of all the lies, or will he fall apart once he can no longer tell the fact from fiction? And finally, we have Superman Unchained Issue 9. Scott Snyder and Jim Lee's epic Superman tale is finally coming to an end. Don't miss this extra-sized finale. Well, that brings another episode of Variant to a close, but remember, you can always like our Variant Facebook page to keep up with the show and all things comic related. And also, as I said last week, today starts the first day I will be showing you guys your video responses to the question I asked on my Twitter account last Friday. To recap, for those of you who don't know, every Friday between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be asking a question on my Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you can do so right here. The link for my Twitter is also in the description below. Once you see me ask a question on my Twitter, just send me a 10-second video response with your answer. You can use whatever recording device you have. Then send your video to variant@triunefilms.com, and I will pick a handful of your video answers to show at the end of every week's episode. So when you see me ask a question on my Twitter, send in your video answer and you'll have the possibility of being on the show every week and being part of creating more conversation around the things we love. With that said, it's time to show you guys your responses from the question I asked on my Twitter last Friday, which is, how do you feel about the 3rd Captain America movie being based off of Civil War? So I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics.
I think it's a very good idea what they're doing with the Captain America 3 being a Civil War storyline, because there's so many different ways they can go with it, and they've got a lot of source material that you could use.
Civil War to me is going to be a really good idea. They're going to make a lot of money. It's going to be a really awesome movie.
I'm excited for it, but like you said, a little worried how they're going to do it with some of the characters not being owned by Marvel Studios yet.
I have mixed feelings about the movie because the Civil War storyline has the whole Marvel universe in it, and I don't know how they're going to make that work.
I'm glad they're basing Captain America's 3rd movie storyline off of Civil War, because Civil War is Marvel's best comic in my opinion.
Interesting but weird. Civil War from the comics will not work. However, it's Marvel's, so they're going to do something different.
I think that the new Captain America movie being based off the Civil War storyline is going to be cool.
Captain America being Civil War is an epic idea. I mean, yes please.